Johnson outside. From deep. A shot that time, not on target. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Anderson outside. Fires from deep. Nailed from three-point land. Anderson's got trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. San Antonio trailing here. Wide open look here for Murray. And he misses.
Shit, man.
Here's Ingles. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Come on, man.
There, and he gets the 3-second call. Utah comes into this one after the win against Dallas.
And they tailored a fantastic, I thought, offensive game plan. And that when, I mean, they knew exactly how to exploit the holes in that defense.
Yeah, their offense definitely carried them in that one. They passed it well, they shot it well, everything was working, and the points just kept on coming.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Utah. And you look back, the Spurs, one of the very first teams to really scout the globe and bring in international players.
Well, it's also interesting, Kevin, that the trend continues. Even last year in the 2016 draft, in the first round, we saw a lot of international players being snatched up as building blocks for their franchises moving forward. But the Spurs always have been successful at finding some hidden gems, and their general manager deserves a lot of credit for it.
The first one falls. David Lee checked in for the Spurs. He hits both from the strike. And looking at the Jazz roster, they're a well-balanced team. Scorers, great playmakers, rebounders, shot blockers, plenty of quality depth.
And they've done a great job of drafting. Many of the main pieces of the puzzle seem to be in place. The next step for me is, will one of these young core players...
Anderson passes to Ginobili. Kicks the lead.
Oh, what the...
Anderson outside. Good on
there you go.
Shot. Anderson's got 8. Here's Hood. Poked away, and that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. So it's Utah now. Knocked loose. Ginobili with the steal. And that does it for the first quarter. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of the medical professionals in Spain have become two of the best centers in the NBA at this age.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother, and that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And take a look at San Antonio's performance here.
Oh my.
What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
And the front offices are always busy looking at that bench, trying to acquire...
Oh my God, man, what the fuck?
On the court for San Antonio. Oh.
Come on, yo. What the fuck, man? He supposed to...
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the...
I passed to the wrong person already.
2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling.
Oh my, I keep passing the wrong person.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be the next all-star big man in San Antonio, but he downplays any notion of him as a successor to Tim Duncan. He said no one is going to fill his shoes. There's no pressure, and I'm not trying to be him. Our games are different. I think a pretty good perspective, Kevin.
All we asked to do is be himself, D.A. Thanks. Here's Hill. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Works for three. The offensive rebound. Gobert.
Oh my God, yo.
The offensive glass, and he picks up two. Gobert's got his second bucket. Spurs leading by 4. The drive by Green. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Brett, we all know that you come from a huge basketball family. Your dad, Rick, leading the way and in the Hall of Fame, and your brothers all played at various levels. What was it like coming up with a basketball-centric house?
Well, first of all, thanks for the underhanded compliment there. You got that, Kevin?
Yeah.
Sorry about
Free throws,
that.
yes, I got it.
It was a lot of fun. Having 2 older brothers and 1 younger, it was very, very competitive. So maybe some of the saplings from the fruits of that tree with regards to playing the game. And just was around it, so it felt very natural to be in a locker room, to be on a gym floor, and then eventually push the potential to see where you could get.
And some pretty good discussions around the family dinner table, I'm sure, on the game.
Some decent ones, but Kevin, we played a lot more wiffle ball, soccer, Nerf football than basketball, and most of those games never ever got to the ending. Too much fighting. Too much
some bloody
fighting.
lips.
Coach Pop often talks about the value of corporate knowledge, the procedures and shared philosophies that guide his basketball teams year after year. They're actually compiling a database called the Spurs Way to make sure that knowledge is passed down over time.
Deflects the pass and stolen by Favors. Hill kicks to Hayward. Off the arc. It's Dedmon with the rebound.
After hitting a 3 in the first quarter, he's gone cold from the perimeter during this one.
And you think of the incredible success, Brent, the Spurs have enjoyed. You know it firsthand. You'd love to look at that written record for the Spurs and see that recipe.
Well, as much as there's X's and O's that go on in between of their team, that's what many franchises right now, Kevin, I don't think have a great handle on. Hit his teammate right in stride. That's a great assist.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Burks. Feeds it to Gobert. Right side Favors. Again, the Jazz score.
Great execution. Could not have asked for a better shot.
San Antonio leading by 4. Mills dishes to Dedmon. Green kicks to Dedmon. Back to Green. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And Coach Greg Popovich named the new head coach for the U.S. national team for the next 4 years. And Brent, I bet you like that selection.
No, I love that selection, especially with Pop's military background. And he's been an assistant for Team USA since 2002. So he's done a lot of great things in the pros, but I know Pop takes a great deal of pride, not only in his country, of course, but certainly in coaching that team.
And the first one at the line is good. And Burks hits 2 free throws. And Brent, you won 2 titles playing for the Spurs. In a lot of ways, the model franchise in the NBA. What's their secret?
Well, Kevin, if I told you the secret, it wouldn't be one anymore. But really, it starts at the top with their general manager and, of course, Greg Popovich. When you continue the lineage that they've had between David Robinson and Tim Duncan, it's such a strong foundation for what it is that players are expected to do. And, of course, they define their roles every time a new player is with their ball club. It's been sustained success. And most teams, Kevin, now basing their systems on the Spurs model of continued success.
Utah gets it back.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
I tell you what, Derek Favors has arrived. I mean, the 3rd overall pick back in the 2010 draft. Never a doubt about the ability and the talent, but I think it took him a while to get comfortable playing at this level. And in the last 2 seasons, it feels like he's just kind of put it all together. It oftentimes takes young guys coming into this league a little bit of time to develop their niche and their identity. But once they do, boy, watch out.
Jazz trail by 5. Doubled by Murray. Mack the pass to Withy. Back to Mack. And Favors kicks to Ingles. Off target from 3-point range. And talking about the improvements made by Favors, he's really added something to his game rate every single year.
Great point. I mean, he plays the pick and roll beautifully now, whether it's rolling to the basket on offense or using his mobility to deter the pick and roll at the other end. I mean, the versatility to man both front court spots is a huge plus when you're playing matchups. If he can just stay healthy, he has the potential to become a perennial all-star.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Utah. Rodney Hood comes in for Alec Burks.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Utah's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And a wide open look for Hood. Good. And the nice assist from Mack. Hood's got 5 now.
Wide open there. The defense just completely in snooze mode.
Ginobili attacking. Misses in close. Utah's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Doubled by Murray. Johnson wide open. He fires. And the Jazz another 3.
Staying ready. Johnson spotting up and lasers that one in.
Inside. Here's Anderson and finished off by Anderson.
Well, he has a great ability to lead his man with the pass. Puts him in great position to score.
Here's the double team with Ginobili. Left side, Hood. Here's the 3. Simmons pulls it in.
Well, sometimes when you're that wide open, you start to overthink it, and it looks like that's what he did there.
And taken away by Johnson. Here's Mack. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Withy's got his first basket.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now here's Ginobili. Murray kicks to Simmons. Here's Dedmon, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
The Spurs making a switch here. Lee's checked in for San Antonio. They have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Jazz trail by 5. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Passes it to Withy. Johnson kicks to Hood. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Hood's got 7.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Murray dishes to Lee. Johnson with some nice on in. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, and it's a neck-and-neck game going on in Salt Lake City. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
The differential is the free throw attempts, and that's one of the big stories in this game tonight. They were being so aggressive and so smart that all they could do on the defensive end was foul.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that'll do it, as the second half is just about ready to begin. Back to Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game. Hey.
We welcome you back down to Salt Lake City with a breathtaking view of the layout of this beautiful town. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Anderson.
Yeah, he's been a revelation tonight, almost scoring at will in that first half.
Yeah, you just don't see this much, but he's setting up for a monster game tonight.
Favors and Gobert, the defensive big men pair. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. And it's Hill in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Burks for 3. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Spurs leading by 5. To the inside. Here's Aldridge. And he uses the glass on the layup. Aldridge has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
Burks kicks to Favors. Hayward passes to Gobert. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And the Stifle Tower, the French rejection, whichever name you want to give for Rudy Gobert, it probably speaks to his tremendous rim protection abilities, bro.
Man, a few years back at the Combine, his wingspan measured at a record 7 feet 8.5 inches. Clearly one of the league's premier shot blockers. Very difficult to shoot a high percentage against him. And at the offensive end, he's become an excellent rebounder and finisher in traffic.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Aldridge left side. Gasol dishes to Green. Count that one. Green's got 8 points.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Jazz trail by 4. Burks on the wing. From deep. A rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And so far, he has not had his usual effort in this one, and it's really hurting the team.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Yeah, great vision, patience. He's been the catalyst for a lot of what they've done tonight.
They kick it out to Green. Hill pulls it in.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, you want your guys to attack with confidence, but that's just a bad look.
Now here's Hayward. 9 points in the game so far.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feel.
You can see the focus there. His desire is evident. All hugs and kisses right now.
Burks on the wing, guarded by Green, and it's good for 2. And now just a 2-point San Antonio lead.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
Now here's Burks, and Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. Good checked in for Burks. San Antonio also making some changes. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Green. Hill with it. Picked up by Ginobili. Doubled by Lee. The dive for the ball. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. You hear some of the retired legends saying that nowadays the NBA is going soft. What do you think? Do you wish the game were a little grittier?
I really don't. I think the game is what it is because of the freedom of movement, because of the rule changes. What we see in front of us is how players are trying to manage the space, the pace, and how you play.
Jazz trail by 4. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. Leonard brings the double team. Now the pass to Hood. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul. A different look for Utah. With he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Johnson comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe.